Greetings, friends and yogis at a distance. It's Rev Shelley. I'm here with you on Monday night for gentle yoga, and I am thrilled to be in the space, Common Fence Point. It's beautiful. I'm really thankful to Conley for inviting me to come and share my gift and my time with you. And Conley and I became fast friends. We both love sharing movement with people. She does it through dance, and I do it through yoga. And they're really complementary. So I imagine that some of you that are tuning in tonight already take yoga with me, and some of you are part of the Zumba community that dances in this space. And I'm one of you also. I dance here on a regular basis. So the joy that gets released in dance, I find there's a level of that happens in yoga also. And this taps us into something inside of us that just reminds us that everything is okay. Is going to be okay. So this merging of dance and yoga, I'm delighted to be part of that. And let's see, I would like you to get comfortable. So if you're in your living room or wherever you are in your house, tonight you don't even really need a yoga mat. If you have one, probably you've rolled it out by now. But you can do all of this tonight. It's easy and it's simple, and you can do it right on the living room floor. Let's see, I want to tell you a couple of things. Won't talk too long, but I do want to tell you what yoga means to me. And it's a spiritual practice, not religious, but a spiritual practice. And by that, I mean it connects me with something deeper inside that lives there. It's a peace and it's a wholeness that somehow yoga, through the breathing and the movement, connects me with that. So that feels spiritual. And it also connects me with this sense of the world around me and a power of love that's bigger than me. And it connects me with that also. So that's what keeps me coming back to my mat. It's what I love about teaching yoga, sharing it with others. My instruction is simple and basic. I hope that you'll find it easy to do. And some of you that practice with me often might not even need to look at your screen. You might be able to just listen to my voice and follow just like that. But this is gentle. Hopefully it gets you ready for an easy night's sleep and tap you into some real ease of being. I have opened sacred space here, right on the stage at Common Fence Point. And behind me you can see that I've lit 2 candles. And one of them is to symbolize my inner light and my desire that it transmit to you and benefit you somehow. And then the other candle I lit honoring your inner light. And so this is my sacred space for now. And I invite you to create a little sacred space right where you are. So if you have a candle close by and handy, you can get that and light it. You can also just hold the intention that the space where you are, even if you're sharing it with other people, is a sacred space. And in that, I mean that you are surrounded and supported by an energy that is loving and kind and gracious. So that is what we are thinking, and we are happy. I've just been told that we have a good number of people joining us tonight, so that made me smile. Thank you. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? Opening sacred space, I think that's it. So right now I'd like you to take your left hand and put it over your heart. Slide your eyes closed and bow your head. And this hand symbolizes you, that inner light I mentioned, and honoring the time that you're going to spend breathing, stretching, moving, relaxing for your own benefit, that you might be more grounded and balanced, centered, conscious, and calm by the time we're done. And then add your right hand, and this just symbolizes that there's others who will benefit from your practice of yoga tonight. And it is possible to dedicate the merits and the benefits of a yoga practice to the greater good. So let's do that, to the healing of all beings and our Mother Earth. And now, before we start to move, I'm going to read to you from a book that I really enjoy, From Root to Bloom. written by Dana Faulds, and this is a poem called Circle of Breath. Inhale and let go. Over and over, the circle of breath brings me into this moment. The even flow of air, the act of taking in and giving back. Breathing draws me inside the radiant reality of now. I can't breathe deeply and be afraid. I can't breathe freely and be anywhere else but here. The whole of me embodied in these waves of breath. So we'll start our practice with some deep breathing. If you need to rearrange your legs, if they were crossed, even just give them a flip the other way or find a different way to sit. And just rest your palms on your knees if they're not there already. And with yoga, we breathe in and out through the nose primarily, and in gentle classes, I'm not going to teach any fancy breathing techniques other than to remind you to breathe slowly and deeply, seeking to fill the lungs completely. Have some easiness in your torso when you are breathing in, so there's space. And then when you breathe out, just really notice that sensation of the breath releasing. So in through the nose, out through the nose. I want you to find a nice, easy pace, just like that. And notice how slowing down, getting intentional, dedicating your practice, and then settling into breath. Already you have kind of set a tempo, you've set a space, you've set an atmosphere around you and within you. So we're going to keep that steady, slow, even, full breaths going as we just start to move. So take your hands out by your sides, spread your palms and reach out. Feel the distance from your chest all the way out through your arm bones to your fingertips. Spread them even wider. And then reach your hands all the way up overhead. And if it doesn't hurt your neck, you can look up. And then turn your palms out, spread through the fingers like you're combing through the air. Drop your fingertips down, drop your chin down. And then start to flow just like that. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come down. Release tension from your shoulders. When your chin drops, maybe your neck relaxes. And we'll do that a couple of times. And for some of you that aren't used to slowing down like this, I understand it could be a bit of a challenge, so please be patient. Sometimes it takes a while for your mind to unwind, to adapt to moving more slowly and mindfully. One more time. This time, as your hands come down, take your left hand behind you and take your right hand over onto your left knee. Simple spinal twist. We're going to look to the left, and we'll be here about 5 breaths. When we go slow and easy, remember this is gentle yoga. So in breath, the belly inflates. Exhale, smooth, easy breath out. You can draw the navel in, rotate the spine around just a little bit more. Become aware of the length from your seat to the top of your head. And continue to lengthen that. Also widening across the chest. And if possible, the shoulders ease down away from the ears a little bit. An opportunity to wring out tension. Breathe out tension. Good. And then keep your right hand where it is. Turn your chest back toward me. Take your left arm all the way up. And for a moment, pause. Just reach it as high as it goes. Sit deeply into both of your hips. And lean a little to the right. And just remember, everyone's body's different. And the way I bend might be different than the way you bend. And it's quite possible you're more flexible than I am. Now let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Feel the expansion through your left ribs. And then core strength brings you back up, and we'll swivel the other way. Left hand to the right knee, right hand behind. I'm on fingertips behind me, and slow and steady. Keep trying to relax your legs down. Inhale, full belly. Exhale out. Firm the low belly in a bit. Feel the rotation up through the spine. sound to your breath if you want. Wide across the chest. And keep your left hand right where it is. Turn toward me again. Lift your right hand up. Reach overhead. Reach, reach, reach. And then lean to the left. Let your head relax. It's important that you don't strain your neck in any way. Feel this nice opening through the right ribs. And then sit yourself all the way back up. So take the hands behind us, lean onto your palms, separate your feet as wide as your mat, or wider than your hips. And then as you push into your hands, you can lift your chest up a little bit. Tip your knees to the left, you're rolling across your feet, and then roll the other way. Just like that, back and forth. Continue to feel that rotation through the spine. And going at your own pace, please only do what feels good for you. Everything's optional. You're going to feel good when it's over, even if you don't do all the moves. Good. And let's come right back to the center. We're going to come onto all fours onto tabletop. So part of creating sacred space is wearing my mala beads, but they're coming off right now. So let's come on to hands and knees. So tabletop. And you can look down, you want to spread your palms widely so there's space between your fingers. Yeah, and then just give a little wiggle so you can find your body in space. And when you look down, your kneecaps are in underneath your hips. And then once you push into your hands, get a little stronger in the arms. Drop your chin towards your chest. Round your spine. Look back toward your feet. And then the opposite. Lift your hips. Your ribs drop. Your chest lifts. And you look gently forward. Now we're going to move back and forth between those. So the out breath is right here. The navel toward the spine. The head drops. You're really rounded. And the inhale. Hips rise. Chest rises, and then this is cat and cow. So I just want you to do that a few times. Having some flexibility through the spine, and also just releasing tension that accumulates there. And become aware of what you're touching. Whatever your hands are on, feel the temperature and texture of it. Same thing for the tops of your feet. And I want you to come back to a flat back. Step each palm one step forward. Bring your shoulders forward. And you can see now, it looks like I'm in a push-up, but I'm on my knees. So it's not too hard. Now I want you to look forward, lower your hips a little bit, and then push your hips back. Keep your hands where they are. Bow your forehead toward the ground. Doesn't have to touch, but maybe it will. And we're going to move forward and back like that. On the inhale, we come on forward, the hips lower, the chest lifts a bit. Exhale, come on back. And you'll feel that you're using your core muscles a little bit. Also strengthening through the arms. Good. You just see as you get kind of in your groove, see if you can breathe a little more deeply. And this time, when you come back, curl your toes under, push your hips up, and to any degree that you can, lengthen out your legs. If you're really tight, they might stay very bent. If you're not so tight, they might get longer. And then here, we're going to come up and down on the toes. We're in downward facing dog. Great. Push into your hands, push back towards your feet a little more. Beautiful. And then down to the ground, bring your left knee. Straighten your right leg out behind you and push out through your right heel and get really strong through that right leg. If you look down and you draw your low belly up a bit, see if you can stretch your left hand forward. for a spinal balance. Just keep on reaching from your navel forward and back. Deep breaths. Great. And then place your left palm back down. Look over your left shoulder. Can you take the ball of your right foot onto the floor outside your left hip? And just give a little lean. Feel the right side of your body open. And then come on back. Let's put the right knee down. And same thing, stretch back to your left foot. Strong, strong reach. Look down, draw your low belly up. Feel the strength of your arms. And then reach your right hand forward, spinal balance on this side. Creating length from the navel forward to the right hand, from the navel back to the left foot. Hand and knee back down, then wide knee child's pose. So step your knees wide apart, your big toes point in, press your hips towards your heels, wiggle them back as far as they go, and then reach your hands forward. If you're tight, drop to the elbows, stack your hands, or even make fists and put your forehead on your fists, or your forehead on your palms, or some of you will stretch your arms out and drop your chest, chin, or forehead right to the ground. Take a few deep breaths here. Really feel that stretch through the groin, through the low back. Melt your ribs a little bit more. Restful, easy breaths. Good. Walk your hands back in, please. Step your knees together. And then come down onto your belly. So you slide those knees back a little bit. You can come down any way you want. And then slide your elbows forward, us for Sphinx pose. So wiggle your hips a little bit, lengthen out through both of your legs. Feel the tops of your feet right down on the ground. And then push into your elbows. Allow the pelvis to drop, your low ribs to drop, and then widen through the chest. Gently gaze forward. See if you can create a widening across your chest. Still feel the expansion of the inhale and that sweetness of the exhale. That belly down, back bend. As you start to lower down toward the ground, slide your hands so they're in line with your chest. And we're going to press into the palms. Some of you will come up a little bit, some of you will come up more. And pull your left shoulder back, your right shoulder forward. Look over your left shoulder. And the other way. Pull your right shoulder back, your left shoulder forward. Look over your right shoulder. And you can do that a couple of times if your body is glad to do that. Great. And then slowly lower back down. Please take your left forearm across the mat and put your forehead down on the back of your left hand. Bend your right leg. Reach your right hand back. Grab your right foot. And just stay close to the ground. Just take a quad stretch for your right leg here. And maybe if you're fortunate, you've been doing more walking than ordinary. And so maybe your quads are a little tight. And so as you pull your right heel in towards your right hip, I would like you to feel a lengthening from your right hip crease to your right kneecap. Stay close to the ground. Let your chest rest. Soften your forehead down on your hands. So some of you will stay here, just a nice quad stretch. Others of you will decide to push into your left forearm and lift your right thigh off the ground a little bit. Putting a little more energy into this moment. Feel your right chest open. some strength coming into the back of your right leg and your right glutes. And then just release that. Swing to the other side. Bring your right forearm around. Bend your left leg. Reach back for the left foot. And then rest your forehead down on the back of your right hand. Start to draw your left heel in towards your left buttocks. Slow, deep breaths. As you breathe and as you open, still feel the earth beneath you. Be aware of your senses. What are you touching? What are you hearing? What are you seeing? Option to push into your right forearm. Push back with your left foot into your left hand, and maybe you feel like you can take that left thigh off the floor just a little bit. Great, and you can let that go. So, option to go one step further, or the option is to rest. If you're going to go one step further, you're going to bend the right foot also, take your right hand back, grab the right foot. Easiest thing to do, put your head back down toward the floor and just take a double quad stretch. There might be some people taking the class that can come up into bow, just a little bit of a lift, doesn't have to be much. And some of you will be much better off just stacking your hands, rest your head down, and let your legs drop to the earth. So if you're in bow, another breath or two. Pushing those feet into the hands. And then softly we're going to release, and we're all going to press back to wide knee child's pose again. This time we'll add a little twist. So push into your hands, pull your hips back, step those knees wide. Oh, hopefully that feels good on your low back. Wiggle your hips towards your heels. Keep your left palm down. Take your right hand, thread it under your left armpit, reach it across. I've got my right palm up, and then drop your right shoulder down. And you can take your left hand or make it into a fist and make it a little pillow for the right side of your head if your right shoulder is tight. Otherwise, the head can come flat down. You can walk your left fingertips forward. Breathe out deeply. Let your body settle. Feel some length and softness through the right side of your neck, the right side of your head. Big wide stretch through the groin. Slide your left hand along the mat. When it's in front of your face, push into your left hand. Withdraw your right, look right, keep on lifting your right hand up and up as far as it goes. Pause here, wide through the chest, reaching, and then bring your right hand down, have a look at it, plant it, and thread. Your left hand underneath your right armpit, reach it across, tuck the left shoulder down. Left shoulder goes down, left side of the head down. You can use your right hand. Big stretch for the left shoulder. Option to reach your right hand way forward. Slide your right hand in, push into your right hand, withdraw the left, look left, keep on lifting to any degree possible. Feel that big stretch right there. Great. Bring your hands back down. Bring your knees back in, line to the center, and curl the toes under, returning to a downward facing dog. You can join me in pedaling out the heels or walking the dog. Bending one knee and lengthening the other leg back and forth. Pushing your hands into the mat in order to lift your chest and hips a little higher, so not all the weight is in your hands.
Pause and hold for a few moments here. Full body stretch. And let's drop the left knee to the mat. Good. And the right knee to the mat. Walk your fingertips back towards your knees. Put your palms on your thighs. And if sitting on your heels, even for a moment, doesn't work for you, you can just be up higher. Otherwise, just sit and pause for a moment. So, I'll face you now. And then a 5 breath pause. Just want you to stop, drop in, feel, notice, observe without judgment how you feel and what's happening in your body. Please join me. Come on up to your knees. Tuck anything that needs tucking or smoothing. And then I'd like you to roll your shoulders, let your arms just hang down by your side. Maybe you're spending more time on the computer these days and you just feel kind of crunchy and crackly through the shoulders. That would not be surprising. Good. And then let's let the arms hang by the side. And then take your hands behind you, and I'll show you. I'll go sideways. You interlace your fingers, call this taking a bind. To any degree that you're able, lengthen out your arms. Tuck your chin in a little bit, tuck your low belly in, and just widen through the chest. Remember to breathe slow and deep. Good. And then release your hands. I'm going to come into a little lunge. So you're probably going to bring your fingertips down and then bring your left foot forward. You can scoot your right knee back a little bit. And if you have yoga blocks, you can bring them in if you want to put them under your hands. But if not, climb your way up onto your left knee. And then just take a few moments here, moving around, kind of feeling what's happening with this lunge through the front of your right hip. You want to feel like you're widening the sole of your left foot so you feel pretty sturdy. And as you stack your hands on the left knee, settle the hips down to whatever degree they're going to stretch for now. And maybe you lean back a little bit. And if you're not afraid of falling over, take your arms out and up, reach all the way up through your fingertips. And some of you might even look up and lean back a little bit if your body allows you to do that. Breathe. And then look down, come on down, put your fingertips down on the ground, slide your hips back a little bit or a lot, simply folding over your left leg. Look toward the ground, you want your low back to open up. Pretty big stretch for the back of your left leg. And then point and flex your left foot. Feel that movement through the ankle and the opening in the back of your left leg. Step back on your left foot again, bring your chest forward. Your right hand could come onto a yoga block or right down onto the mat. Take your left hand to your left knee and give maybe a little twist. Or some of you are going to want to twist more and more. If you're like me, you love the twists. Just wringing out. And then any variation from there that you would like. Though some of you are going to want to curl the right toes under and just power up your right leg because you like how that feels. Some of you are going to want to take the left hand up and you're going to find yourself in quite a big stretch. So take a few breaths here. Breathe into a soft belly. Breathe out with a little squeeze. If your back knee is lifted, please drop it. Bring that left hand down and step it inside your left foot. And that way you can come on back, bring your left knee right onto the mat. And step your right foot forward, please. Same process, different side. Deep lunge. Once you feel steady enough, bring your hands right up onto your right knee. Sink your hips down. Move them around a little bit so you can feel what's happening and what's beneficial, because you only want to do what's beneficial for you. Front of the left hip opens. Good. Relax your shoulders down, and if you feel safe enough, take your arms up overhead. Possibility of leaning back, maybe looking up. Great. Please look down. Take your fingertips straight down. Pull your hips back. Got the right heel connected to the earth. You're folding over your right leg. The low back is opening up. Pointing and flexing with your right foot. Paying attention to what's happening right now. All the sensations. Present moment awareness. Stepping onto your right foot now, the right knee also comes forward. Left hand onto a block or right onto the floor. Right hand to the right knee, rotating to the right. Maybe staying here, maybe curling the left toes under, straightening the left leg, but keep on twisting. And some of you might choose to take the right hand up. Runner's lunge with a twist. Together we'll drop the back knee. If it was lifted, right hand comes inside the right foot, and that way you can bring your right knee back down and return either to child's pose or downward facing dog. Whichever is a better choice for you right now. 5 smooth breaths. Feel your whole body from your hands to your feet. Feel each breath as it comes and goes. Every breath, you're breathing in the sweetness, good energy. Every breath out, you're releasing what you don't need, which includes worry, fear, and tension. And then please bring both of your knees right down onto the mat. Drop down onto your seat. Cross your ankles. 5 breath pause right here. Feel your hips on the earth, the length of your spine, front of your body, the back of your body. Feel the space around you. All right, let's carry on. Take your right leg out in front of you, please. Take your left leg and bend it, the sole of your left foot, right on the inseam of your right leg. And you're going to be facing forward. Make any adjustments you need to with your seat in order to do that. And put your hands down, if they reach, right down on the ground in front of you. And just relax. And then start to lean forward, look forward. And we're going to walk the hands out to whatever point you can. It's a slow and steady stretch. We're not pushing or tugging or pulling. We're just breathing. And we're being relaxed and curious about how far a stretch goes on any given day or in any moment. And then some of you will start to walk your hands out a little bit further. Some of you might want to hold on to the right ankle, the right foot. And we're folding, we're bowing the right cheekbone toward the right kneecap. Trying to be easy in that left hip so that you're not gripping and tense, and there's some melting away of stress from the left hip, the low back. Feel that distance from your low back right to the back of your head, opening and softening. start to walk your hands back up, pushing into the palms, walking your torso all the way back up. Then take your left hand to your left knee, just tip it right on up. Put your left foot flat down on the floor, interlace your fingers on the front side of the left shin, and then zip your spine up really tall. Just like your vertebrae is a zipper. And keep your shoulders down, your chest kind of wide. Your arms can feel strong right now. You're pushing down into the sole of your left foot and the back side of your right leg. And we're going to make this into a twist. Left palm, left forearm, or for some, the left elbow hooks. And as you twist left, take your left hand behind you. It acts kind of as a second spine. And rotate. On the inhale, the twisting might pause so that you can take a full breath. And then on the exhalation, the twisting continues. And let's turn back toward the front. And as you lean onto your right hip, with your left hand, take your left heel outside your left hip. Bring your hands around. We're going to come into a soft little fold over the right leg. So don't force it. It's a little bit of an awkward fold. And just head on down. You can pull your right ribs back a little bit if your body does that. Feel free to bend your right knee plenty. Bow your head toward the knee. Walk your hands right back in. Tuck your right heel in toward the front of your left thigh. So kind of a pinwheel shape going. Lean onto your right palm and take your left arm up and over and come into a little easy side bend here. Up and through. Bring your left hand over to the side, anywhere that it touches, and take your right arm up. Little side bend here. And then back to the center. Let's bring both the feet around, and as we did before, put your feet as wide as your mat, lean back onto your palms, and then just rotate, drop your knees one direction, and then the other. Full body awareness, feet, legs, hips, belly, torso, shoulders, arms, head. Looking out through soft and gentle eyes. Back to center. Sit up and put your left leg out in front of you. Bend your right. Take the sole of your right foot to the inseam of your left. And then settle your seat any way that you need to. And orient your body forward. And put your hands down, softly start to fold. You kind of come to that first edge or the place where the stretch stops. And sit right there. Take a few breaths. Relax your face, including your jaw. Don't want to clench your teeth. And allow your right hip to drop, your right thigh to drop, and your head to fall forward to any degree. And you can stay leaning into your palms, or you can take your hands right onto your ankle. Some folks can reach the foot. Keep letting go of the tension in your hips as you fold forward your left cheek toward your left knee. Put your hands right back down onto the mat and walk your hands back in. Find your way back to a seat. Take your right hand outside your right knee and put your foot flat down on the ground. Interlace your fingers in the front of the shin. And as before, zip your spine up nice and tall. Feel your low belly and your low back get firm and strong. Feel the strength of your arms helping you to sit up and Some ease of the shoulders away from your ears. Breathe. Taking a twist. Left palm, forearm, or elbow hooks the right knee. Twist to the right. Take your right hand back behind you to help support you sitting up straight. Rotate. Bringing out tension. Bringing out worry. Bringing out fear. Really connecting the inner part of you that knows that all is well. After you complete that, turn back toward the front. Lean onto your left palm, take your right hand, grab your right heel, and tuck it outside your right hip. And then sit as squarely as you can onto both hips. And a soft fold forward. And notice where you feel it. Relax around any points of tension. Push into your hands. Walk them back up. Taking your time. Everything at your own pace. When you're ready, bring your left heel in. So you've got those pinwheel-shaped legs again. And take your left hand down. Take your right arm up. Little side bend. Back up through the center. Right hand over to the side, anywhere that you can touch or hold. Then take the left arm up. Side bend. Beautiful. Nice. Come back and you can bring that back foot around. Just pause again. Put your palms right on your knees. 5 breath pause. And notice the general sense of the vibration of your body. Keep practicing being the witness. Sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, thoughts, feelings, all just float through your awareness and you stay just calm and centered. We're going to come down onto our back. If you have a yoga block, grab it. If you have a thick cushion, rolled blanket or towel would be fine. Just something to elevate the hips. Not yet, but soon. And so come please onto your back. And once you're down, hug your knees in toward your chest. If you're tight, you might have left hand to left knee, right hand to right knee, and that's how it's going to be. Others of you will wrap your arms around your knees and grip with the hands somehow, but we're all going to rock from side to side. Feel how nice the firm surface under you feels against some of those tighter muscles, through the low back and through the shoulder blades. And also as you're rocking from side to side, you're including your head. So you have that feeling of rolling from one part of your skull to the other, back and forth. Notice any calming quality that this movement has for you. And then when you slow the rocking down, please interlace your fingers on the front side of your right knee. Stretch your left heel up. Don't have to straighten the leg. If it goes straight, that's fine. Point and flex both feet a couple of times. Maybe even marvel at the complexity of the ankle and foot. Amazing thing. Circle the ankles a couple of times. And then let your feet be still. Continue to hold the right knee in. Lower your left leg down and lift and lower it a couple of times. The left heel can almost touch the floor and come back up. And if your low back is tender, bend your knee and just do it a little bit. Or if you want to work the core more, your leg could be longer and you can really lift from those deep core muscles. Next time you lower your left leg, you would either put your left leg all the way straight down, that will be a little bit gentler, or hold your left heel just off the mat. Flex both of your ankles. Take your elbows to the side and lift up a little bit. Bring your right cheekbone towards your right kneecap. And then put your head and shoulders back down. Drop your left leg to the ground completely. Keep your right hand on your right knee. Take your left arm out to the side on the floor next to you and open your right knee up and then close it back. You're opening and closing the right knee over toward the side and you're pulling toward the ground or grounding down with your left arm, your whole left side of your body, and your left leg. Next time you take that right knee over to the side, just hold it for a moment or two. Feel that deep stretch across the front of your hips and a widening across your chest also. Please take your right knee back in. Gather your left knee in also. So just a moment to have both knees in toward the chest. Switch to the other side. Interlace your fingers, front side of the left knee. Hug it in tightly and send your right foot up. Point and flex the feet a couple of times and then circle them. Continue with slow, steady breaths and feeling back of your body touching the earth. Feet become still. Lower your right leg up and down a few times, remembering it's gentler if you have the right leg bent and you don't go too far down. And it's more challenging if you lift and lower a straight right leg. Next time you lower your right leg, either put it all the way down or hold your right heel just off the mat. Option to take your elbows wide, lift up, left elbow toward the left kneecap. Strong through the core. And then the shoulders and head return to the earth. Right leg drops down. Left hand stays on the left knee. Right arm comes out to the side. Open and close your left knee a few times. You're opening and closing one side of a book. When you open the left knee out, pause right there. Ground down to the right side of your body. Feel that big stretch across the pelvis. And now let go of your left knee. Straighten your body out completely on the ground. Stretch your arms overhead and keep on stretching until you can't go any longer. Reach, reach, reach through the toes, through the fingers, and then squeeze your whole body tightly. Breathe in, huge in-breath. Exhale, relax completely. 5 breath pause, melt right into the floor. Please bend your legs, put your feet on the mat. Almost time for relaxation. So feet are on the mat, your arms are down by your side. You're going to come into bridge pose. So your feet are hip distance apart, so are your knees, your arms are by your sides. As you press into your feet, start to lift your hips up. And for some folks, the hips just come a little ways, for others it comes higher. Some of us walk our shoulders together and can clasp the hands underneath the back. But we're all using the strength of the back side of our body to lift and open the front side. The feet are really pressing, so is the back of your head and the back of your arms. Take a few breaths here, especially notice any opening across the chest and the front of the ribs. When it's time to come out, unclasp your hands if you clasped them. Release, reach for that block or a little rolled blanket, anything that will elevate your hips, and put it underneath your hips. And the hips lower right down onto that support, whatever it is that you've got. Ooh, and then you can rest here, or you can come in with your knees, so your feet float off the ground. And then you can explore elevating your feet. Some of you will keep your legs quite bent. Others of you will find the legs go pretty straight. And your arms are anywhere down on the earth that's supported for you. Supported shoulder stand. Reversing the effects of gravity for your lower body. Nice contemplative pose for you to notice. What do you feel through your feet? What do you feel through your legs? Can you relax your hips right onto that support a little bit more? And soften through the shoulders and the chest. Some of you might want to float your feet out, explore a little straddle. If that feels pretty good, you can take your palms on the inseam of your legs to help the straddle widen it a bit, and then point and flex a couple of times through your feet. Just pause and be still for a few moments. And slide your hands to the outside of your legs. Help close the legs back up. Once they're together, bend your knees. Put your feet right back down on the ground. Rise with the hips. You can take that support out. And we're going to come into a reclining spinal twist. Two ways to do that. Most gentle is to stay on the ground like you are. Widen your feet and just tip your knees to the right. Stronger twist is to bring your knees in over your chest, arms out into a T shape, and then drop your legs completely all the way to the right until the outside of your right hip is on the ground and your feet come to stack and your knees stack. And then relax. Let your spine drop. Soften your left shoulder down. You can keep looking straight up, or you can turn your head to the right or to the left. You can also take your right hand on top of your left outer knee. It adds a little bit of a press, increases the twist, but be soft. Breathe smoothly and deeply. Keep letting go. Any place in the body that starts to soften, give that your attention. We're going to bring the twist to the other side. So remember, super gentle folks that have the feet on the ground, now you're just going to swivel over and tip your knees to the left. Others taking the stronger twist, the knees come in, and now the legs drop left. Let them keep on dropping. Try to relax your feet. Your chest is wide, your right arm is out on the ground, softening your right shoulder down. Maybe the left hand comes to the top knee. Feel the breath flowing, filling up the belly and the ribs and the chest. Long breath out. calm, present, awake, aware, at ease. We're going to head out of the twist and we're going to head into a little 5-minute relaxation. Might be a few minutes more than that. But this would be the time to get a blanket and be able to cover yourself, or maybe even just socks, and stretch out really long. You're going to lay down and stretch out, and I'm going to talk to you. So this is the best part of yoga, in my opinion. So you want to be as smooth out on the floor as you can. Some symmetry so that your legs feel like they're equal distance apart, and same thing with your arms. And once that's all settled, you just start to let go. Just allow the floor, allow the earth to hold you. Close your eyes. You start to let go of managing, controlling anything at all. This is corpse pose, or general relaxation, also called Shavasana in the yogic tradition. And it's a meditation on letting go. It's a time for dropping into a place of deep listening. I also think of it as active silence. You get to experience that part of you that's not reactive. That capacity that you have to watch, observe, notice, hold space for your experience without judgment and without attachment. It's a chance for you to widen the lens of your perception to include very subtle things. Notice any subtle or fine sense of energy moving in your body, whether you perceive it as the pulsing of your blood, or maybe you just notice the way the breath is coming in and out now that you're not trying to manage the breath. You can also be witness to the influx of emotion and sensation. You just watch it. It comes through your awareness, fades out, and something else comes through. It's the essence of meditation. So please release the full weight of your head right down onto the floor. Feel the soft way that your eyelids cover your eyes. Allow your whole face to relax, your skin to smooth out, your tongue to rest in your lower jaw, and your jaw to unhinge, which means a little space between your teeth. And allow some of that gentleness that you just created through your head to trickle down through your whole body. Allow there to be a soft and easiness through your throat and the back of your neck. Let the weight of your shoulders go. Feel the presence of your arms and your hands, wherever they are. Just notice them. Keep letting go. Keep doing nothing but noticing. Feel the full expanse of your torso as it rests right down on the ground. The bones on the back side of your body just cradled. Openness on the front side of your body. Smooth and easy.
Allow your hips to relax and feel heavy and held. Sense the presence of both of your legs. Maybe they feel like rivers of energy traveling down towards your feet, even as they go over the curve of your knees. Feel your ankles. Let your awareness linger down around the feet for a few moments. Just notice sensation of the feet relaxing. Notice the calm way that your body is breathing itself. Notice that by releasing tension and allowing your mind to clear, you can feel your inner peace. Feeling at home in your body, some degree of being at peace with this moment of your life, and allowing me to remind you at the center of your being that all is well. So we will rest together for a few minutes in the quiet. If you have time and desire to stay longer resting, I'd say do it. I don't know, maybe somebody will turn the volume down for you on your laptop, on your computer. If not, if you're ready to shift out of your practice, please just start to move your hands and feet. Come back to conscious breathing, guiding the breath in smoothly through your nose and out through your nose. And once again, just finding the benefit of that conscious breath. It's amazing what paying attention to your breath can do. And as you move through the hands and feet, take a nice long stretch. Feel the whole scope of your body. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Feel the release of your low back. Roll over onto one side and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And notice how you feel. I hope it was an hour well spent. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to close us with a prayer that I wrote. I'm an interfaith reverend, and I love writing prayers. So this was one that I wrote yesterday for Easter, and I broadcast it from Third Beach, and hopefully it'll have some sort of resonance for you. And if you like that hand position, you can come back to left palm over your heart, right hand on top of that. Just remember, you did yoga for you, but you also did it for those who share life with you. And we did dedicate our practice to the healing of all beings and of Mother Earth. A sacred loving presence that lives in us and all around us. We have taken these moments to align ourselves with the energy of love. And to some degree, we are all living the essence of an Easter story, feeling and witnessing loss and grief and sorrow of what is past, occupying this in-between space of unknown, and willing to participate in the hope of life and rebirth. So may we each discover our inner resiliency and find the grace to focus our attention on the hope that is embedded in the human heart. This place of peace and love that lives deep within each of us, which is our essential nature. So may we live the rest of this day and this week and all the days to come as carriers of hope. So you can bring your hands into prayer, or in yoga we call it Anjali Mudra. And you can bring your thumbs to your heart, and you can bow toward me as I bow toward you. And I do hope we can be carriers of hope. Namaste. Have a beautiful evening. I hope you sleep well, and I hope that you have found some peace.